I'm Brian Kaylor, president of Word&Way, a Christian nonprofit in Missouri since 1896. And as a Baptist minister and the father of a public school child, I urge you to vote against Senate Bill 594 because it violates the religious liberty rights of students, parents, and houses of worship. This bill mandates language for the displays of the Ten Commandments, but you will not find the wording as printed in the bill in any version of the Bible. Although the bill's text is largely drawn from the King James Version, it is highly edited. Large chunks of the sacred text have been deleted. In fact, only 37%, I counted the words, only 37% of the biblical passage would go on the school displays. So this bill cancels nearly 2/3 of the sacred text. For instance, after the statement, "I am the Lord thy God," the bill demands a period. But the Bible does not put a period there, instead adding, "which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage." That is a significant theological explanation that cannot be removed from the sacred text without editing its meaning. In one place, the bill even changes the wording, saying that we should not covet our neighbor's cattle. But the King James text instead says, "nor his ox, nor his ass." I don't know if the bill sponsor is suggesting that it's now okay to covet donkeys, or just wanted to censor the word ass out of the Bible. Either way, we do not need to create a revised General Assembly version of the Bible. Additionally, the bill takes sides in a deeply theological debate over how to order the Ten Commandments, and that is a significant problem. The ordering of the 10 in the bill matches how most Protestant churches would list the commandments, but it differs from how Lutherans, Catholics, and Jews, among others, would list them. That means some students will be taught the Ten Commandments in their homes and their houses of worship, and then go to school and be told by the government that their parents and ministers got it wrong. The state should not pick winners and losers when it comes to religion. Ultimately, this bill would make many students feel like second-class citizens in their own classrooms just because they come from a religious tradition that lists the Ten Commandments differently, they adhere to a religious faith that does not even include the Ten Commandments, or they have no faith at all. School can be hard enough for kids trying to fit in and figure out who they are and who they want to be. We should not make it harder by codifying sectarian proclamations that create in and out groups based on religious beliefs. And the idea that hanging up the Ten Commandments will stop school shootings is absurd. The Ten Commandments are not like a magical amulet or a good luck charm. If they were, we would not have seen mass shootings at Christian schools and even at churches. There are many ways we could reduce school shootings, but this is not it. And as I noted a month ago when I was here before this committee on different legislation, the Supreme Court did not outlaw prayer in public schools. As long as there are math tests, there will be prayer in public schools. This is about the government taking sides on religion. And if just hanging up the Ten Commandments made schools safe and made everyone moral and righteous, as we've already noted, there's a Ten Commandment monument just outside the Capitol on the grounds here. And that has not made the members inside this building follow all of those commandments. Roger Williams, co-founder of the First Baptist Church in America and founder of Rhode Island, the first colony with true religious liberty, said that civil magistrates, like yourselves, do not have the authority to govern what he called the first table of the Ten Commandments. That is, those that deal with people's relationships with God, like no graven images, Lord's name in vain, honoring the Sabbath. This bill attempts to codify that first table. In doing so, it overreaches the state's authority, using coercive state power to codify and teach sectarian faith. And as Roger Williams also said, forced worship stinks in God's nostrils. So I urge you to vote no on Senate Bill 594 because it stinks, as it violates the religious liberty rights of students, parents, and houses of worship. I'm happy to take any questions.